I'm Sari Custer, Chief of Science and Curiosity here at Arizona Science Center, and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Career Corner. This short interview series is all a part of the Arizona Science and Engineering Fair, where we get a chance to hear directly from the STEM professionals about their career journeys. And today we've got a treat because we've got a couple of students along their career path, which is very exciting for us. And today I'd like to welcome those students. These are our guests from Grand Canyon University, Ryan Kotrosa, Head of Electronics Development and Treasurer for Grand Canyon University's Technology Club, and Trevor Baines, President of Grand Canyon University's Technology Club. So Ryan and Trevor, thanks for joining today.
Of course.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having us.
Well, I love this. It's rare that we get a chance to actually talk to students who are like in the midst of their career. As far as our students at the science fair level go, like they're about to become where you are. So this is a really unique opportunity. Mm-hmm. And thank you for making time to chat today.
Absolutely.
So, and I also have to admit, we've never had two interviewees at once. So this is going to be a lot of fun. And our teams have crafted some questions. We're just going to jump right into those. And let's start with the basics. So because Ryan's on my left, I'll have Ryan start. Tell us about yourself and what you do. And then when Ryan's done, Trevor, we'll kick it over to you.
All right, sounds good. Well, as I've already been introduced, my name is Ryan. I'm an electrical engineering student here at Grand Canyon University, and I'm in my junior year, so not too much left, but made progress. I'm heavily involved in a lot of the clubs on campus, but as mentioned, specifically the GCU Technology Club. The head of electronics development is kind of the physical side of the hardware. So whereas we have a lot of programming, I'm the one working on a lot of the physical things. Those buzzwords like Arduino, Raspberry Pis, and those show up quite often. But I'm also the club's treasurer as well. So.
Yeah, and so like I said, my name is Trevor Baines. So I'm the president of GCU's Technology Club. So I oversee all of our different committees. So we have cybersecurity, coding, web development. Like Ryan, we have some stuff for hardware. We have our Girls Who Code chapter at GCU. So I'm in charge of just sort of making sure everyone gets what they need, everyone can fulfill their projects. And then I'm a IT cybersecurity student, senior at Grand Canyon University, and I currently work as a web application penetration tester. So hacking into websites to figure out what's wrong for the bad guys get to it.
I love that. And I always feel like I should say computer science is so hot right now. I mean, it's the future, right? We know STEM is the future, computer science being a part of that, huge. So I'm excited to hear from you both. What really led to this pathway for you, and whoever wants to take it first, like what was that moment that led you to your career and be working in computer science?
You take it first, Ryan?
Yeah, sure, I can take it. All right, so, well, I mean, STEM has made me way busier than I thought it would. It's constantly changing. But in all seriousness, STEM is definitely, it's changed the way that I look at problems and what problem solving looks like, for an engineer. Using the skills and stuff that I'm learning is, making something for someone, for example. Someone will come to me, hey, I have a project or I have a product that I'd like to work on. And, how can I go from, I have this great idea, but, it needs to work. And taking that from, start to finish, making a list and doing that. As an engineer, I don't have to be the one to go to someone for that. I can go, well, I have that design, instead of waiting I really wish someone would make this so, I can go to Target and buy it or something. Give me 2 weeks and I can make this for you. It's just the other end of that I love so much.
And Trevor, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, so it's kind of funny how I ended up getting into STEM and eventually becoming a hacker. So originally, I used to play a lot of video games when I was younger. And so I was dead set on being a game designer. So I went to Stanford when I was in 9th grade for a summer to learn coding. So that's why I have some coding background. I was dead set on it. And then my junior year in high school, I just sort of accompanied my sister to her career fair day. I was like, I don't have anything better to do. And so I went with her, and there's a table that's set up there that said, learn to become a hacker. I was like, you can do that? I went to Harrisburg University that summer and took a course on ethical hacking. Then I just sort of dove in ever since there. I just sort of love it. It's a good way. It's really fun to me to be able to break into systems and do it legally, and then sort of tell the companies what's wrong, so they don't actually have any sort of profit loss or anything like that happen. So it's a really sort of fun career field I happen to fall into by happenstance, but I love it.
Awesome. So what is it that you maybe enjoy the most about this career pathway?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's a lot that. For my day-to-day, it changes every day. So sure, I'm hacking every day, I'm writing reports, something like that. But the hacks that I get to do or the reports I get to write, the people I get to talk to, it's different every single day. I'm someone who loves to be chatting that way. And so it's sort of the perfect career field for me in that sense.
Yeah. And, for me in a similar boat, there's a lot, but I love the aspect of working with other people, designing projects that I couldn't complete alone, especially as, technology is so broad. And, it's awesome to be able to work with other people and do something that, I can, for example, at GCU, there's so many other people here that I can work with that I didn't really have before being a college student. They're, knowledgeable and motivated, and we can all get together and work on something, just an amazing project. And there's so many examples of that here. I also just, tackling those hard problems is great. There's so many different reasons, but that satisfying feeling of getting a problem or an issue that's eluded me for a while, and whether through the help of someone else that just knows so much more about something than I do or whatever, and solving that problem that's eluded me for a while is so awesome.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Now, we've covered the fact that I love that you're students. So normally we'd ask in these Career Corner interviews, like, what's a big career mistake you made along the way and what you learned from it? But I still think, since the teens want to know, what is something, maybe a challenge that you've had or a mistake that you've made or something that was maybe unexpected so far in your educational path or your career journey that you've learned from?
Sure. I mean, I can sort of think of something off the top. For me, I didn't necessarily know when I just came to GCU as a freshman, I didn't know how much work it's required to really, become successful in an industry like for me specifically in becoming a hacker. It requires a lot of work because you have to constantly be learning different things. I mean, the industry keeps evolving and changing day by day. And so, you have to learn to keep up with it. And so I didn't realize how much work it would take to really get to where I was. So I was being a bit more complacent. My freshman year, first half of the year, I was sort of, take it easy. But then once I joined the club and really put myself out there, I realized to sort of how much there is to know, how much there is to learn. And so I really had to become proactive after that.
Yeah. And for me, there's just one big thing is, knowing when a problem is too big or when I have, too many things going on. I just, I've always loved technology and I've gotten involved in it, but, at a college campus, I mean, goodness gracious, you can look everywhere and find something that's going on, or, someone wants to do something. And, I'm a student surrounded by students and, with clubs and projects and ideas and people that want to start a business. And, there's so many things. It's easy to get overcommitted. And, the problem with that, though, is that, I'll get overcommitted and I'll be doing too many things and things will be late. And I'll know I didn't do my best. And, I hated, handing someone an unimpressive, mostly finished thing that I couldn't really pour into. I learned that, I personally needed to find that balance with the amount of time spent on a project where, I can be satisfied and know that I did a good job with it, and not be involved in, too many things where it just can't work out for any of them,
That's awesome. And I mean, you guys are both so involved. Just the things I'm hearing are so exciting. And I mean, you're really in the thick of it. We're winding down on our interview time today. So if you had to give, someone who's considering this career path some advice, so following a STEM career, going into cybersecurity, engineering, computer science, any of those areas, like, what's the one piece of advice you would give them for starting out?
That's a hard one, but I'd say, sort of just piggybacking off what I was saying before, just make sure to put yourself out there. There's tons of different experiences and opportunities that you can grab onto. And so really be proactive, put yourself out there, and really just try and gain as much experience as you can by self-taught things.
Yeah, no, self-taught is being great. And honestly, that kind of, my advice is, know who you are and what it is that you want to do. It's so broad. Finding that focus early will help you out so much. And, being in STEM it's a lot of work. Most of my evenings and I enjoy it. So I spend tons and tons of time, but that drive is just so important with so many skills and things that you want to pick up and connections that need to be made. It is a lot of sacrifice, but for me, it is so worth it. And I enjoy all the effort put in. So that's my advice, put the effort in, it'll be worth it.
Yeah.
I have to agree. Totally worth it, right? STEM career, totally 100% worth it. Well, that's all of our time that we have for today. Trevor and Ryan, thank you both so much for joining us today. This was awesome.
Definitely had a great time.
Yeah.
No, thanks so much.
This was great to learn about your journey. So thank you to both of you. Thank you for everybody for watching today. For more information on the Arizona Science and Engineering Fair, such as getting involved, either as a student scientist, volunteer, judge, or a sponsor, or to see more great Career Corner interviews just like this one, these awesome interviews we've got going on, you can visit us online at azscience.org. For now, stay safe, stay curious, and take care, everybody. See you next time.